What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's your boy, DC Too Cool, back in another video. Today, we're talking about a follow-up to The Real Reason Why Super Saiyan 4 Woken Skills Not in Xenoverse2 video. And it's not just Super Saiyan 4. As you see here, I shouldn't have to do this, but, it needs to be done, I suppose. So, look at the Arcosian race, or the Frieza race. There's no fifth transformation or full transformation for Cooler. There's no transformation for any of the actual Frieza race as far as second form, third form, fourth form, because you actually have to completely change and grow. And you've seen how he looks and how drastically different it is. There's no full power transformation for Jiren. There's no full power version or legendary Super Saiyan version of Broly, because you need to have a full transformation that is completely different from a color swap, like Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Red, Rove, this one and that one. Now look here. You see how much bigger Super Saiyan Blue evolved Vegeta is? That's the way he's supposed to look. Your hair supposed to get more wild. You're supposed to grow in mass. You're supposed to get thicker. Pause. Has a vein popped out because you're stressing. You're over your limit, right? Compared to his normal blue version. You're supposed to get bigger when you transform into Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. That's the correct way transformation is supposed to be. Right? Those kind of like Super Vegeta, but with blue, basically. Now, if you see here, we have our cat, our custom Braff Broly, right? Who we gave Blue Evolve to. Transformation, looks just like him. This, the animation's right, just like the show and everything. We're going to slow motion for you slow people in the back, right? When you turn into Blue Evolved, if you see here, he is exactly the same. He doesn't grow, he doesn't get bigger, he doesn't change outside of the aura, his eye color, his eyebrow color. Because that engine and that version is not being implemented in the game, and they're not going to rework their entire creations in order to make it work. And possibly they maybe tried to do it, but it broke the game. Maybe there were bugs, maybe there were glitches, maybe there were issues. Nobody ever considered that. Nobody ever thinks about that. So that's just another tangible, in-your-face example of, me proving my point. We also hear the conversation of, well, Dimps is lazy. Well, as you saw here, we had the Hero Coliseum mode, which was a new mode, Heroes-esque, the people play, right? You might like it personally. If you see here, I'll apologize for the low quality, this is Godbind / Gravity Bash Super Attack. This coming to the game that was leaked from the files. I got this from Soul Plays. Just a couple clips of the video. I'll have the link to his actual video in the description, because he's the one who put it up here, right? And it's a brand new move. This move isn't in the game. This move wasn't reworked. This move is completely new. They built this from scratch. So when you say Dimps is lazy, you don't know what you're talking about. Lazy is not creating brand new things that people ask for. Lazy is not creating brand new attacks and skills. This is going to be free of charge in the festival. They're not, they could have easily said, oh yeah, we're going to give you a moves pack and charge you for it. This move right here from Kaba, this is the move he did in the Tournament of Power when he goes Super Saiyan 2 against Frieza, right? Free of charge. Just play it in the festival. Goku, Super Saiyan, his true Super Saiyan, MZ, Super Spirit Bomb. They reworked it and gave me the accurate version. Now, yeah, it should have been in the game from day one. I agree. But it wasn't. But they gave it to you for free. They updated the game. And they could have put these moves behind a paywall and said, you're going to pay us $5, $8, $10, and people would have did it. But nope, they said, you get it for free. Hour or two, you can get your character up, whatever. Custom partner character up, and you can get it for free. Free of charge, just play the game. And also, who's to say that Dimps didn't go to Bandai Namco? Because Bandai Namco is the boss. And say, hey yo, boss, let me holler at you. We want to add Super Saiyan 4 Woken Skill to the game, but we're going to need more time than usual to make it, because our characters, our system was not designed to actually have it run. So we're going to need about a year to make that transformation for the fans, because it's a fan favorite. People want it. Also, we might need double the budget, because it's going to have more resources. More time. We're going to need more money and need more time to make this transformation. And Bandai Namco might have heard this and said, so let me get this straight. We have a good thing going with 2 updates per year, 6 months apart, right? And we have a certain budget and amount that y'all been using this whole time without no issue. That's right. And now you want us to throw off our cycle of 2 updates a year for 1 update, and you want more money. That's correct. Get out of my office with this nonsense. You better work with what you got. Get out of here. That possibly could have happened. They could have possibly wanted to do Super Saiyan 4, but Bandai, because it might cost more money, it might take more time, which would throw off their cycle, would throw off their regular release schedule, and they said no. That's a possibility that nobody talks about. And we don't have any inside sources, so we don't know for sure, but that is a possibility. You won't hear until, somebody quits the company or gets fired, whichever comes first, and their NDA, non-disclosure agreement they had to agree to sign to, so they can't talk about nothing, goes away in a decade and 10 years, and then you'll be in an interview, telling a horror story about what happened, right? That kind of stuff happens all the time. But these are the kind of things that people don't think about. It never goes to people's mind. It's just, they didn't want to do this, they didn't want to do that, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. But there's a why to everything. And nobody ever asks the question why. You just assume why. And a lot of you people talking absolutes. I was reading comments. I was all in the comment section. One dude said backdoor presets. Or he could backdoor presets in order for it to work. So let me get this straight. Backdoor presets. He goes on to talk about how presets, they can backdoor transformation for the preset versus the characters. And that argument might make sense if it wasn't already shown that the in-game characters can't do that. You cannot pick GT Goku, he transforms into Super Saiyan 4. You cannot pick Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the adult version of GT, and he depowers into the GT Kid Goku. You can't pick base Vegeta, who goes Super Saiyan 1 and 2, from GT version of Vegeta, and go to Super Saiyan 4. You can't pick Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and he goes down and depowers down to Super Saiyan or base GT Vegeta. You can't do that. Jiren can't go full power transformation. You have to pick one or the other. So for you to say that, when the roster doesn't even have that, and some of these roster characters have received updates, don't even have that. All you do is go around in a circle and get back to the point that I made. That the transformation of Super Saiyan 4 is not coming. The actual in-game roster can't even do it. The only time characters get transformations in the game with updates or DLC is ones that are already in the game. Already in the game. Gogeta can go Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan been in the game since day 1. Kaba can go Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan been in the game since day 1. But Gogeta cannot go Gogeta Blue. Sorry. Goku can't turn to Super Saiyan God. Sorry. And they're never going to be able to. They're never going to update them to do so. Because reworking out for your created characters is different from working for the base roster. You're lucky you even got those. They went ahead and, gave you, like I said, switch gold or yellow to red to blue, change the aura. Know what I mean? Went ahead and gave you a slight different animation to go into the form. Change the stats a little bit, called it a day. You dig? But yeah, the narrative overall of them being lazy is just comedy to me. They created new moves. They continuously give you new moves, give you new updates, give you new quests, give you story content, give you consistent raids with drops, give you the artworks. They created new modes like the Hero Coliseum, whether you like it or not, is irrelevant to the point. They created Cross versus Battle, which is a new mode. Whether you like it or not, it's relevant to the point. They added the tag team duo moves. They have been doing a lot. They getting busy. They have consistently made this game better and better. They've changed meta changes in the game, core mechanical stuff. If you actually play the game competitively and actually know this game inside and out, you can't play the game the way you did 10 years ago or like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, quite 10 years ago, 10 years now, but you know what I'm saying. Try to play the way you did 3-4 years ago in this game against a competitive player, it's not going to work out for you. So, but yeah, that's more or less I wanted to say. I had to follow up, so tell me what you guys think. That's it for me. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Till the next video, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all.